Hello and good morning, everyone. Well, not really good morning, but it is, well, it's not even morning, it's an evening.
And you still need to send me the link.
Oh, wait, did I? Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Let me just.
Oh, wait, no, hang on. I can just go on the website.
Yep, it's. Oh, wait, did I? Oh, yeah.
And there is nobody in the chat. Oh, wait, no, hang on.
That would not surprise me.
Hang on.
Yeah, my channel's small. But yes, well, for all of the people who are watching this after it's complete, good evening. And we're here to honor somebody very important who has left us this morning. I don't think me or Ben was expecting to be doing this stream today, or, ever. Well, I mean, we knew we were going to have to do it someday, but not now.
Just continue. Just go on.
And we're here to honor Prince Philip. And I assume that most of you know who he is, but for those who do not, he was the Queen's husband, and he passed away early this. Well, if you're in America, he passed away early this morning. When did he pass away for you guys in Australia? Like, would it be like late in the day or something? I don't know.
Around 9 to 10 o'clock at night.
So yeah, for them, he
or if you're after 11 o'clock at night. Because Ash's time zone's a bit crazy.
Yeah. So yeah,
I did this memorial for Philip in this server that I'm in, and everybody made fun of his eyes.
Oh my god.
I'm really disappointed in them.
Yeah, do they not understand? Of course he wouldn't be in the best shape. He was recovering from surgery.
Mm.
And even before then, they should be congratulating him for making it so long. That's impressive.
Yeah, I'm not even going to bother posting it in the other trained servers because I don't trust some of the people in this community.
Good lord, do not put it in Soto workshops, Jesus.
Oh God, no chance.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Yes, Prince Philip was the Queen's husband, and well, he was also the Duke of Edinburgh. So I'm sure, especially the people of Edinburgh, are in a grief that is unbelievable, considering he's been their Duke for a very long time. Oh.
Welcome to Skyrider and Eddie.
Welcome everyone. I guess since there's new people here now, I'll explain why we are here. We are here today. Well, should I do it like an actual funeral person? We are gathered here today to mourn the death and celebrate the life of I don't know what I can't pronounce his last name, Philip Mountbatten, I believe, but Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. So this is just a little bit of a memorial stream to. We'll probably be going over a little bit of his. Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. Then I'll shut up. Yeah, the Queen's consort. Uh, Yeah, Prince in Britain in 1955. So I actually do. I am prepared. Believe it or not, I was prepared. I have his Wikipedia page, and there's actually quite a lot here. So, I mean, maybe we can do some catch people up on a bit of history, and read about his life. Would you like me to start? You there?
Yeah, I'm just typing away advertising.
Ah. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, born, Duke of Edinburgh, born Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark. Interesting. John
Didn't know
X.
that.
I didn't know he was the Prince of Greece and Denmark. What strange nations to be both princes, or prince of both. On the 10th of June, 1921. He lived until, wow, they updated this Wikipedia page fast. Jesus Christ. So I'm just impressed because they already updated it to include his death date, the 9th of April, 2021.
I took a screenshot. Of the wiki page before they updated it.
Oh, really? Nice.
Because I do that with everyone. I did that with Peter Fonda and Michelangelo as well.
Fitting, I'd say. Let me just. I will continue on in a second. Oh, all right. Bye, Eddie. Maybe I should share. Maybe I should share my screen.
Says the title doesn't really mean much. He was pronounced Prince of Britain. He spelt Britain wrong. In 1955 to 56. Edward, we have already heard you. His Wikipedia page is not very valid. Simon Sodor, welcome.
There
is an official royal family page on him on the official royal website.
Wait, there's a royal family web. That's cool. Anyways, born on the 10th of June, 1921, and lived until the 9th of April, 2021. Was a member of the British royal family as the husband of Queen Elizabeth II. Philip was born into the Greek and Danish royal families. He was born in Greece, but his family was exiled from the country when he was 18 months old. After being educated in France, Germany, and the United Kingdom, he joined the British Royal Navy, in 1939, aged 18, dear Lord. From July 1939, he began corresponding with the then 13-year-old Princess Elizabeth, whom he had first met in 1934. During the Second World War, he served with distinction in the Mediterranean and Pacific fleets. After the war, Philip was granted permission by George VI to marry Elizabeth. Before the official announcement of their engagement in July 1947, he abandoned his Greek and Danish titles and styles, became a naturalized British subject, and adopted his marital grandparents' surname Mountbatten. He married Elizabeth on the 20th of November, 1947. Just before the wedding, he was granted this style, His Royal Highness, and created Duke of Edinburgh, Earl of Meredith, and Baron Greenwich by King George VI. Philip left active military service when Elizabeth became queen in 1952, having reached the rank of commander. Wow, good job. And was made a British prince in 1957. Philip had 4 children with Elizabeth: Charles, Prince of Wales, Anne, Princess Royal, Prince Andrew, Duke of York, and Prince Edward, Earl of Wessex. Through a British order in council issued in 1960, descendants of the couple are not bearing descendants of the couple not bearing royal styles and titles can use the surname Mountbatten Windsor, which has also been used by some members of the royal family who do hold titles, such as Anne, Andrew, and Edward. A sports enthusiast, Philip helped develop the equestrian event of carriage driving. He was a patron. He was a patron. I don't know. He was a patron, president, or member of over 780 organizations. That's dedication. And he served as chairman of the Duke of Edinburgh's award, a self-improvement program for young people aged 14 to 24. He was the longest-serving consort of a reigning British monarch and the longest-lived male member of the British royal family. He retired from his royal duties on the 2nd of August 2017, aged 96, having completed 22,219 solo engagements and 5,493 speeches since 1952. Philip died on April 9th, 1921, 2 months before his 100th birthday. And then there's a whole bunch more, but I think we'll break it up into digestible bites. So that's some pretty cool stuff, right? I think so. Man, I still just cannot believe that he's gone. Like, yeah, I gotta say it's gonna take some getting used to. And I can only imagine how the Queen feels right now. My Lord. Like, Jesus. I feel bad for the Queen and his children, but especially for the Queen, because it's like, wow. Sorry for a few words, people, but like, it's just his departure is such like a shock.
And they were saying it on the news the other night. They were saying it's such a shock, even though they knew it was about to happen.
I know, it's funny how things like that happen sometimes, you know? Like, you know something's coming, but it's still shocking. It's like a jump scare in a video game, you know? Or in a horror movie. You know it's coming, but it still freaks you out.
Yeah.
Early life. Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark was born in Monropos on the Greek island of Corfu on 10th of June 1921. The only son and fifth and final child of Prince Andrew of Greece and Denmark and Princess Alice of Battenberg. A member of the House of Glocksburg, the ruling house of Denmark, he was a prince of both Greece and Denmark by virtue of his patrician descent from George I of Greece and Christian IX of Denmark. He was a what? And he was from birth in the line of succession, to both thrones. Philip's 4 elder sisters, Margareta, Theodora, Chelsea, is that Chelsea or Chelsea? I don't know, and Sophie, he was baptized in the Greek Orthodox rite at St. George's Church in the old fortress in Corfu. Shortly after Philip's birth, his marital grandfather, maternal, not marital, his maternal grandfather, Prince Louis of Battenberg, then known as Louis Mountbatten, Marquis of Milford Haven, died in London. Louis was a naturalized British subject who, after a career in the Royal Navy, had renounced his German titles and adopted the surname Mountbatten in a jealousized version of Battenberg. During the First World War, owing to anti-German sentiment in Britain, after visiting London for his grandfather's memorial service, Philip and his mother returned to Greece, where Prince Andrew had remained to command a Greek army division embroiled in the Greco-Turkish War. The war went badly for Greece, and the Turks made large gains. Philip's uncle and higher commander of the Greek expeditionary force, King Constantine I. Wow, that's a cool name. King Constantine. Jesus Christ. Why couldn't I have been blessed with such a cool name? King Constantine I was blamed for the defeat of Greece. Oh. Well, it didn't last very long. King Constantine I was blamed for the defeat and was forced to abdicate on the 27th of September 1922. The new military government arrested Prince Andrew along with others. Jesus. The commanding officer in the army, General Georgios surveillance. Finally, in December, oh my God, wait, I'm so sorry. General Georgios and Sazadi and 5 senior politicians were arrested, tried, and executed in the trial of 6. Prince Andrew's life was also believed to be in danger, and Princess Alice was under surveillance. Finally, in December, a revolutionary court banished Prince Andrew from Greece for life. The British naval vessel HMS Calypso evacuated Prince Andrew's family with Philip, carried to safety in a cot made from a fruit box. Philip's family went to France, where they settled in the Paris suburb of St. Cloud, in a house lent to them by his wealthy aunt, Princess George of Greece and Denmark. You know what must be really awkward? When you're royalty of another place living in a different country, but then one of the places you're a prince of rebels, and then it's like, wait, am I still prince of there? Or like, what's happening? It's like, what's going on over there? Like, I'm busy chilling in France, but like, oh crap, there's a rebellion in Greece. Like, we still cool, bro? Can I like still like rule over you and stuff?
There's an About Australia page on the on the Royal UK website.
Blech.
Let's see what it says.
Because Philip left Greece as a baby, he did not speak Greek. In 1922, he said that he could understand a certain amount. Philip stated that he thought of himself as Danish, and his family spoke English, French, and German. When you're the prince when your family is the prince and royalty of several countries, but you don't speak any of the languages.
No, it says on the page here. It says the Queen's relationship to Australia is unique. In all her duties, she speaks and acts as the Queen of Australia and not the Queen of the United Kingdom. The Queen's royal style and title in Australia is Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, of Queen of Australia and her other realms and territories, head of the Commonwealth.
Jesus Christ! The way to clunk up the title, Australia. My lord.
And then all the other sites, the other countries have a bit better of descriptions. Australia's description is so short.
For quite a big country, it's quite lame.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it's not very large. It's no bigger than any other island territory that the United Kingdom owns, because the outback is just so thick. Right. Spoke English, French, and German. Philip, who was in his youth known for his charm, was linked to a number of women, including Ulsa Benning. Education. Philip was first educated at the Elms, an American school in Paris run by Donald McJanet. My God, sounds like an American. Who described Philip as a know-it-all smarty person, but always remarkably polite. See, that's how you know. That's how you know that she was American, because she says know-it-all smarty person. When the kid's out, when the Greek kid who doesn't even speak the language he comes from, of the country that he comes from, is outsmarting the teacher. That's how you know that the teacher's not stupid. She just has the average American intelligence.
Yes.
Oh my God, I really need to stop dunking on my own country. The FBI is going to raid me. As a know-it-all smarty, or as a know-it-all smarter person, but always remarkably polite. In 1928, he was sent to the United Kingdom to attend Cheetham School, living with his maternal grandmother, Victoria Mountbatten. Hey, I think that may be Queen Victoria. I don't know. Wait, oh no, I hope it's not Queen Victoria. Dowager Baroness of Milford Haven at Kensington Palace, and his uncle, George Mountbatten, second Marquis of Milford Haven, at Leyden Manor, Breckshire. In the next 3 years, his 4 sisters married German princes and moved to Germany. His mother was diagnosed with schizophrenia and placed in an asylum. Jesus Christ.
What?
His mother was diagnosed with schizophrenia and placed in an asylum.
Oh.
Dear Lord. And his father took up residence in Montcalario. Philip had little contact with
Prince Charles is a qualified helicopter and fighter jet pilot.
What?
Yes.
When did he have time to train for this?
In the 70s.
Jesus Christ. A fighter jet pilot. And a helicopter pilot. This man's got quite an impressive resume under his belt. Like, even if you remove the royal stuff, served in the Navy, and I believe in the Army, it says down here. And he's a qualified fighter jet and
No, I said Prince Charles was.
I thought you said,
because if he does ever become king, he will be the only king in history to be able to fly helicopters and fighter jets.
I mean, to be fair, he'll only be the third king, or the third British monarch in existence to be monarch while planes, helicopters, etc. have existed.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
And that just goes to show how long the queen has been sitting on her throne. I bet when somebody else comes to sit on the throne is going to be like, get away from me. What happened to Queenie? I've gotten so used to her sitting on me. Where'd she go? Let's see. Where was I? Forces. Philip had little contact with his mother for the remainder of his childhood. Oh, that sucks. In 1933, he was sent to Schwarzschild in Germany.
Great pronunciation.
Thank you. In Germany, which he had the advantage of saving school fees because it was owned by the family of his brother-in-law, betrothed Margrave of Baden. That's how you know. She sounds like a villain in a movie. Like when you're the Duke or whatever, betrothed Margrave. When you're Margrave of Baden, spelled Baden. With the rise of Nazism in Germany, Sholем's Jewish founder, Conhatten, fled persecution and founded Gordonstoun School in Scotland, which Philip to which Philip moved to after 2 terms at Skelsalem. In 1937, his sister, Chelsea, her husband George Dantas, Herody, oh my God, Georgius Dantas, Herody Grand Duke of Hesse, her 2 young sons, Ludwig and Alexander, her newborn infant, and her mother-in-law, Princess Eleonore of Solms-Henderson-Leach, were killed in an air crash at Ostend. Oh God.
That's in 1937, isn't it?
Yes. Good Lord, an infant died. Philip, then 16 years old, attended the funeral in Darmstadt. Both Chelsea and her husband were members of the Nazi Party. The following year, his uncle and guardian Lord Milford died of bone marrow cancer. Man, this poor guy's had quite a bit of loss in his life. Poor guy. After leaving Gordonstoun in early 1939, Philip completed a term as a cadet at the Royal Navy College, Dartmouth. What? I thought that said Dartmouth for a second, but it's Dartmouth.
The royal family seems to be very interested in the Navy.
I mean, to be fair, it's the most prestigious and fantastic Navy in the world, but he then repatriated to Greece, living with his mother in Athens for a month in mid-1939.
ABC News Australia has just started a live broadcast for him. And the thing is, ITV and BBC News beat them to it, and I watch that news. I don't watch their rubbish news.
You monsters! You've stolen my thunder. I'm doing
it's just copy and pasted over from the ITV stuff, probably. But it is, there's 4.6 thousand people watching and 3 people watching this.
Well, bugger.
The 3 people that are watching this are people that can't be bothered to go on to ABC News, which is good.
Actually, one of them is me watching.
The other is probably me, actually. Hang on. Me, you, and then somebody who probably doesn't have an account.
Hello, one random viewer. We love you. Wait, no, don't leave, please. I didn't mean to make it weird.
Watching now.
Wait, no, did it really?
No, I said imagine if the number dropped to 2.
Oh, I thought you said it did, and I was like, no.
Steven Sodor is back. He says it's me.
Yo. Are you?
He says he's the viewer. Okay, welcome.
Nice. Glad to see you're here. All right. Oh wait, there's 4.
It's gone to 4 now.
We're making it up to the big numbers now, mate.
Only got 3,952 left to go before we beat the ABC News.
Yeah. Are you? Oh, he never left. Oh man, what a dedicated lad. I honestly thought everybody would find the history boring and leave.
Oh wait, no, he said he never left. I think it's because you didn't type for a bit. If the participant thing stopped you from being in there.
Yes, that is amazing. Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. At the behest of the Greek king George II, his first cousin, he then returns.
Edward, hang on. Steven Soda says, "I love history." Good, you are smart.
Good man. History is a love that is sorely lacking in today, like the people of today. at the behest of the Greek King George II, his first cousin. He then returned to Britain in September to resume his training for the Royal Navy. He graduated from Dartmouth the next year as the best cadet in his course. Nice. During the Second World War, he continued to serve in the British forces, while two of his brothers-in-law, Prince Christoph of Hesse and Berthold, and Margrave of Baden, fought on the opposing German side. Oh, God. Philip was appointed as a midshipman in January 1940. He spent at Strasbourg and in Celia.
BBC Railways is also here and says history isn't boring to me either. Good.
Good, yes, we've got a small community of two.
You know, the thing is, you know, you should probably plug your history podcast show thingy.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do the history thing soon. We haven't made the channel yet, and we're still writing and making an intro. But yeah, me and this dude, yeah, I don't know who he is, but yeah, he's here with me. Yeah, we're doing.
I'm animating the titles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're doing a history thing together. We're gonna have a history channel, with lots of different shows. There's gonna be live streams, historical discussion. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, if you want that, please tune in. We're hoping it goes well because history is both stuff. History is a thing that both of us really enjoy talking about, and we talk about history a lot. And then one day we were like, hey, us talking about history would make a great video. And then it
would make a good show.
Exactly. So we spawned it from that. And yeah, it'll be coming soon. We don't really have a release date because we're still kind of in the beta phases of working on things, but
and I'm still animating the intro.
Yes. And yeah, when everything is complete, when everything's complete and the first episode is up, an alert, thank God, I'm not like calling you to battle, but a notification. I will make a notificatory. Is that what you would say? Like notificatory video? Notificatory?
No, like, well, it could be like a trailer.
Basically, yeah, a trailer. Just I will make you aware on this channel when it is ready.
Yes, so don't forget to subscribe to the Blue K2.
Yes, thank you for that. You see, I'm better at plugging myself on other people's streams than my own. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, or don't forget to, subscribe to the channel and like that smash button. So, yeah. For history and stuff.
Demon Soda says, do you guys watch Oversimplified? Yes.
Yes, we do.
But I'm also a librarian, so at school, so I read extensively when I'm not doing my job.
So I'd assume that's quite often, yeah.
Shut up.
I mean, do you get paid? That'd be kind of cool.
Oh no, it's only about 3-4 more years, and the government I'm officially allowed to be paid by the government in about 3-4 years' time.
Oh, you're a public librarian at a public library?
Well, I will be in about 4 years. At the moment, it's just voluntary because, I'm not the legal age allowed.
Ah, you're an intern.
Well, yes, I'm also second in command of the whole library, so, that's kind of like a positive.
The intern, but the second in command got really, really sick.
No, it's just me and my boss, and that's it.
Oh, wow.
And then I have a team that I manage underneath me.
Okay, that is pretty epic. I wish that I was that cool, but the public library near me is closed.
Just last week, I helped 6 people find books that they were looking for, 2 of which were teachers seeking out resources for their lessons, and the rest were kids.
I mean, that's good. I mean, I'd much rather have younger people coming into the library looking for books. Because
I know 6 people doesn't seem like a lot, but for the library that I work at, where practically nobody cares about the library, that is quite a high number.
I'm impressed. I wish I did cool stuff.
Anyway, continue.
What was yes, he returned. Wait, no, I was down here. 5, 6. He fought. Oh yes, his siblings fought on the opposing German side. Philip was appointed as a midshipman in January 1940. He spent 4 months on the battleship HMS Romulus, protecting convoys of the Australian Expeditionary Force in the Indian Ocean, followed by shorter postings on the HMS Kent, HMS Shropshire, and the HMS Celian. After the invasion of Greece by Italy in October 1940, because that went well, good job, Italy. Not really. Like, that went horribly. That was terrible for the Italians. That was just an embarrassment.
This might as well be the first episode of our history show.
It kind of is. This is like the pilot. This is like a backdoor pilot.
Yeah, this is a pilot without an intro because the intro is not yet finished.
HMS Romulus pretended it was his convoys. Yes. In October 1940, he was transferred from the Indian Ocean to the HMS Valiant in the Mediterranean fleet. On February 1st, 1941, Philip was commissioned as a sub-lieutenant after a series of courses at Portsmouth, in which he gained the top grade in 4 out of 5 sections of the qualifying examination. Other engagements, he was involved in the Battle of Crete and was mentioned in the dispatches for his service during the Battle of Cape Metapan, in which he controlled the battleship's searchlights. He was also awarded the Greek War Cross in June 1942. He was appointed to the V&W class destroyer and Florida leader of the HMS Wallace. Hey, Wallace, is there like a smaller ship that follows you around named Gromit? HMS Wallace, which was they genuinely need to make a smaller ship that goes, or like a sub that like helps that one called Gromit. I'd laugh so hard.
Wait, what was the ship called?
Wallace, HMS Wallace. We need Gromit, which was involved
that was built in 1918, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if it was scrapped by now.
Oh, I would assume so.
That ship was 32 years old when Prince Philip was on it.
So it's already kind of outdated for war standards. But I guess because of the London, because of the London naval treaties, they would have to reuse old ships instead of build new ones.
Yeah, it was sold for scrap. It was sold for scrap on the 12th of April, 1945.
43.
No, 1945.
I was going to say, you would think they'd at least want it till the end of the war.
Yeah, and it was broken up by Clayton and Davy.
Training fleet. One moment.
Okay, so Edward's not here. At least I think so. This is my first time being on a guest on someone else's stream, well, for a long time, so I don't know how the setup is. So I'm just gonna share screen to this.
I've returned.
Oh,
Hello.
hello. I was just about to share my screen to this photo. Just
Ooh, let's see. What is it of? I mean, you can still show it if you like.
yeah, I've got it. I've got it screen sharing. You got to
Oh
accept.
yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Let's see. How do you do that? Ah, add to stream, Mr. Screen Share.
There we go. This is Valley that I'm working on.
Oh, whoops! I'm trying to. There we go. Now it's on full screen share.
Thank you.
It is a very nice valley.
Thank you. It's the tramway that leads up to the line that goes to the colliery.
As Team Monsoto says, in the war, the locomotives had to be all the best things about other designs and make them into one engine because it would take them too long to build many designs. That's true. I would assume that's why engines like such as the Q1s were created.
I'm currently building a BR-20. I was building that in woodwork yesterday.
Interesting.
And so I was the first one in the community to build a BR Class 13 in wooden railway. I'm going to be the first one to build a Class 20 in wooden railway.
Look what you've done. You've revealed it on stream. Now somebody might try to do it before you. Look what you've done. You've revealed it on the stream.
Oh. We can edit this out later.
Where was I? HMS Wallace, which was involved in a convoy escort tasks on the east coast of Britain, as well as the Allied invasion of Sai City. Promotion. Okay. Promotion to.
I'm also chopping up wooden railway bogies.
What?
I'm also chopping up wooden railway bogies.
Bogies. Promotion to lieutenant followed on July 16th. On the 16th of July, 1942. In October of the same year, he became the first lieutenant of HMS Wallace at 21 years old, one of the youngest first lieutenants in the Royal Navy. During the invasion of Sai City in 1943, as the second in command of Wallace, he saved his ship from a night bomber attack. He devised a plan to launch a raft with smoke floats that successfully distracted the bombers, allowing the ship to slip away unnoticed. Clever! In 1944, he moved on to a new destroyer, HMS Whelp. Who the frick names these things? HMS Whelp? Really?
Wait, is it well like 2 L's or welt?
It's literally HMS Whelp. WHELP. It's literally Whelp.
Oh no.
It's like that's what he says when the ship's going down. It's like, well, I'm screwed. It's like, Jesus, that ship's just doomed from launch. Look that up on Google. I guarantee you, it sank.
Yeah. It was sold it was sold in 1976.
Oh wow, it survived a while then. To what?
Well, it lasted longer than Wallace.
It lasted far longer than Wallace. Good Lord. Destroyer HMS Whelp, where he saw service with the British Pacific Fleet in the 27th Destroyer Flotilla.
I mean, to be fair, Whelp was a lot younger than the Wallace. The Wallace was like a 1919 something around that era ship, and this was built in the 40s.
Yeah.
So there's also one called HMS HMS Keppenfelt and HMS Wizard.
Interesting. Man, he's been all over the place. Here, listen to this one. He was present in Tokyo Bay when the instrument of Japanese surrender was signed. Philip returned to the United Kingdom on the Whelp in January 1946, and was posted as
he would have just been like, well, that was successful.
Yeah, exactly. In January 1946, and was posted as an instructor on the HMS Royal Arthur, the petty officers' school in Corsham, Wiltshire. Marriage. In 1939, King George VI and Queen Elizabeth toured the Royal Naval College, Dartmouth. During the visit, the Queen and Louis Mountbatten asked his nephew Philip to escort the King's two daughters, Elizabeth and Margaret, who were Philip's third cousins through Queen Victoria, and second cousins once removed by King Christian IX of Denmark. Elizabeth fell in love with Philip, and they began to exchange letters when she was 13. Eventually, in the summer of 1946, Philip asked for the king's daughter's hand in marriage. The king granted his request, provided that any formal engagement be delayed until Elizabeth's 21st birthday following the following April. By March 1957, Philip had abandoned his Greek and Dutch royal ties and had adopted the surname Mountbatten from his mother's family, and had become a naturalized British subject. The engagement was announced to the public on July 10th, on the 10th of July, 1947. Though Philip appeared to always have regarded himself an Anglican. Is that what they're calling people who are like, Anglo-American now? Anglican.
I don't know.
I have no idea, but he had always though Philip appeared always to have regarded himself Anglican and attended American services with his classmates and relations in England throughout his Royal Navy days, he had been baptized in the Greek Orthodox Church. The Archbishop of Canterbury, Geoffrey Fisher, wanted to regularize Philip's position by officially receiving him into the Church of England, which he did in October 1947, my lord. During a visit by Hilarion, Metropolitan of Wladaśmyk, to Buckingham Palace on the 25th of May, 2011, Prince Philip admitted that he became Anglican but remained Orthodox. Interesting. The day before the wedding, King George VI bestowed the style of Royal Highness on Philip, and the morning of the wedding, the 20th of November, 1947, he was made Duke of Edinburgh, Earl of Maryneth, and Baron Greenwich.
Marionette.
What?
Marionette.
Ah, thank you. Marionette and Baron Greenwich of Greenwich in County of London. Consequently, being already a Knight of the Garter between the 19th and 20th of November 1957, he bore the unusual style of His Royal Highness Sir Philip Mountbatten, and is so described in the letters patent of the 20th of November 1947. Philip and Elizabeth were married in a ceremony at Westminster Abbey, recorded and broadcasted by the British Broadcasting Radio to 200 million people around the world. In post-war Britain, it was not acceptable for any Duke of Edinburgh's German relations to be invited to the wedding. Makes sense. Including Philip's 3 surviving sisters, all of whom had married German princes and fought on the German side of the war. Yeah, I can understand why they wouldn't be wanted. After their marriage, The Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh took up residence at Clarence House. Okay. Their first two children were born before Elizabeth succeeded her father as monarch in 1952. Prince Charles in 1948 and Princess Anne in 1950. Their marriage was to become the longest of any British monarch. Philip was introduced to the House of Lords on the 21st of July, 1948, immediately before his uncle Louis Mountbatten, who had been made Earl Mountbatten of Burma. Philip, like his sons Charles and Andrew, and other royals, with the exception of the first Earl of Snowdon, ceased to be members of the House of Lords following the House of Lords Act in 1999. He never spoke in the House. Nice. After his honeymoon at the Mountbatten family home, Broadlands, Philip returned to the Navy at first in a desk job at the Admiralty and later a staff course at the Naval College, Greenwich. From 1949, he was stationed in Malta, Redsidon at Vala. Yeah, Malta, pretty interesting. Residing at the Vala Guard Imagina, after being posted as the first lieutenant of the destroyer HMS Chequers, that's spelled Chequers, the lead ship of the first destroyer flotilla in the Mediterranean fleet. On the 16th of July, 1950, he was promoted to lieutenant commander and given command of the frigate HMS Magpie. That's a cool name. Like that's an actually, after all the rubbish ship names we've seen, that one's quite good.
Wallace Welcome Magpie.
Yeah, HMS Magpie on the 30th of June, 1952. Philip was then promoted to commander, though his active naval career had ended on the 1st of July, in July 1951. With the king in ill health, Princess Elizabeth and the Duke of Edinburgh were both appointed to the Privy Council on the 4th of November, 1951. After a coast-to-coast tour of Canada at the end of January 1952, Philip and his wife set out on a tour of, I'm so tired of people calling the Commonwealth not the Empire, so on a tour of the Empire. On the 6th of February 1952, they were in Kenya when Elizabeth's father died, and she became queen. It was Philip who broke the news to Elizabeth at Sangana Lodge, and the royal family immediately returned to the United Kingdom. Consort of the Queen. Let's see.
And then after this, I have to go and get ready for a trip out to the model shop.
All right, that's all right. I will finish up reading. I will see you in the future.
What?
I said, have fun. I'll see you.
No, I said after you finish reading this.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can go if you want.
I mean, no, you can stay as long as you like.
I'll go at 55 minutes. I've got a minute left.
All right. Royal House. The ascension of Queen Elizabeth to the throne brought up the question and the name of the royal house, as Elizabeth would typically have taken Philip's last name upon marriage. The Duke's uncle, Earl Mountbatten of Burma, advocated the name House of Mountbatten. Philip suggested House of Edinburgh after his ducal title. When Queen Mary, Elizabeth's grandmother, heard of this, she informed the British Prime Minister, Winston Churchill, who himself later advised to the Queen to issue a royal proclamation declaring that the royal house was to remain as the House of Windsor. Prince Philip privately complained, I am nothing but a bloody ameba. I am the only man in the country not allowed to give his name to his own children. Nice. On the 8th of February, 1960, several years after the death of Queen Mary and the resignation of Winston Churchill as prime minister, sad moment, or saddest hour, the Queen issued an order in the council. The Queen issued an order in council declaring that Mountbatten Windsor would be the
Okay,
surname.
turns out. No, I'm not talking to you. Turns out. I'm talking to Edward. Sorry, that was dead. It turns out I'm not going to the model shop, and I'm going to my friend's house instead. So I won't have to leave directly right now.
All right, cool. Declaring that Mountbatten Windsor would be the surname of her and her husband's male line descendants, who are not styled as royal highnesses or titled as princes or princesses. While it seems the Queen had absolutely set her heart on such a change and had it in mind for some time, it occurred only 11 days before the birth of Prince Andrew on the 9th of February, and only after 3 months of protracted correspondence between constitutional expert Edward Loy, who adverted that without such a change the royal child would be born with the badge of who adverted that without such a change the royal child would be born with the badge of bastardy. And the Prime Minister, Harold Maclemon, who had attempted to rebut Al-Louis' arguments. After her ascension to the throne, the Queen announced that the Duke was to have a place preeminence and precedence next to her on all occasions and in all meetings, except where otherwise provided. Act of Parliament. This meant the Duke took precedence over his son, the Prince of Wales, except officially in the British Parliament. In fact, however, he attended Parliament only when escorting the Queen for the annual state opening of Parliament, where he walked and sat beside her. Contrary to rumors over the years, the Queen and Duke were said by insiders to have had a strong relationship throughout their marriage, despite the challenges of Elizabeth's reign. The Queen referred to Prince Philip in a speech on the occasion of her Diamond Jubilee in 2012 as her constant strength and guide. Prince Philip received a parliamentary annuity of, wow, that's a big number, of $359,000 since 1990 that served to meet official expansions and carrying out public duties. This annuity was unaffected by the reform of royal finances under the Sovereign Grant Act of 2011. Any part of the allowances that was not used to meet official expenditure was liable for tax. In practice, the entire allowance was used to fund his official duties. Duties and milestones.
Okay, I have to go now. Sorry, I've just been told.
It is all right. I will see you later.
So, thank you for coming, everybody.
Thank you for being here.
Oh no, you're welcome.
Okay.
See
you later.
Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. We are now all on our lonesome. Duties and milestones. As consort to the Queen, Philip supported his wife in her new duties as sovereign, accompanying her to ceremonies such as the state opening of Parliament in various countries, state dinners, and tours abroad. As chairman of the Coronation Commission, he was the first member of the royal family to fly in a helicopter, visiting the troops that were to take part in the ceremony. Philip was not crowned in the service, but knelt before Elizabeth with her hands enclosing his, and swore to be her legal man of life and limb. In the early 1950s, his sister-in-law, Princess Margaret, considered marrying an older divorced man, Peter Townsend. The press accused Philip of being hostile to the match, to which he replied, I haven't done anything." Philip had not interfered, preferring to stay out of other people's love lives. Eventually, Margaret and Townsend parted. Thank God. For 6 months. Oh dear. Oh wait, never mind. For 6 months over 1933 and 34, Philip and Elizabeth toured the empire. As with previous tours, the children were left in Britain. Nice. In 1956, the Duke, with Curtin, founded the Duke of Edinburgh's Award in order to give young people a sense of responsibility to themselves and their communities. In the same year, he also established the Empire Study Conferences from 1956 to 1957. Philip traveled around the world aboard the newly commissioned HMY Britannia, during which he opened the 1956 Summer Olympics in Melbourne and visited the Antarctic, becoming the first royal to cross the Arctic Circle. Nice! The Queen and the children remained in the United Kingdom. On the return leg of the journey, Philip's private secretary, Mike Parker, was sued for divorce by his wife. As with Townsend, the press still portrayed the divorce as a scandal, and eventually Parker resigned. He later said that the Duke was very supportive and the Queen was wonderful throughout. She regarded divorce as a sadness, not a hanging offense. In a public show of support, the Queen created Parker a commander of the Royal Victorian Order. Further press reports claimed that the Queen and Duke were drifting apart, which enraged the Duke and dismayed the Queen, who issued a strongly worded denial. On the 22nd of February, 1957, she granted her husband the style and title as Prince of the United Kingdom by letters patent. It was gazetted that he would be known as His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. Philip was appointed to the Queen's Privy Council for Canada on the 14th of October 1957, taking his oath of allegiance before the Queen in person at her Canadian residence, Rideau Hall. Remarks he made 2 years later at the Canadian Medical Association on the subject of youth and sport were taken as a suggestion that the Canadian children were out of shape. This was first considered as tactless, but Philip was later admired for his encouragement of physical fitness. Good lads. In Canada in 1969, nice, Philip spoke about his views on republicanism. It is a complete misconception to imagine that the monarchy exists in the interests of the monarch. It doesn't. It exists in the interests of the people. If at any time any nation decides that the system is unacceptable, then it is up to them to change it. I agree with part of that. In 1960, Philip attended the National Einstein instead Fod, wearing a long green robe, where he was instated as the Hovry Ovet by the Archduke of Wales, Edgar Phillips. Though his bardic name, Philip Marionid, to reflect his Earl of Merioneth title. Philip was patron of some 800 organizations, particularly focused on the environment, industry, sport, and education. His first solo engagement as Duke of Edinburgh was in March 1948, presenting prizes at the boxing finals of the London Federation of Boys Club at the Royal Albert Hall. He was president of the National Playing Fields Association, now known as the Fields and Trust, for 64 years, from 1957 until his grandson, Prince William, took over the role in 2013. He served as the United Kingdom president of the as the UK president of the Wildlife Fund from 1961 to 1982, international president from 1981, and president emeritus from 1996. In 1992, he became patron of the Industrial Society, since renamed the World Foundation. Between 1959 and 1965, Prince Philip was the president of the BAFTA. He was president of the International Equestrian Federation from 1964 to 1986, and served as the chancellor of the Universities of Cambridge, Edinburgh, Salford, and Wales in 2017. The British Heart Foundation thanked Prince Philip for being its patron for 55 years, during which time, in addition to organizing fundraisers, he supported the creation of the 9 BHF funded Centuries of Excellence. He was an honorary fellow of St. Image College, Cambridge. Charles and Diana. At the beginning of 1981, Philip wrote to his eldest son Charles, conselling him to make up his mind either to propose to Lady Diana Spencer or to break off their relationship. Charles felt pressured by his father to make a decision, and did so, proposing to Diana in February. They married 5 months later in 1992. The marriage of the Prince and Princess of Wales had broken down. The Queen and Philip hosting a meeting between Charles and Diana, trying to effect a reconciliation, but without success. Philip wrote to Diana expressing his disappointment at both Charles and her extramarital affairs, and asking her to examine both his and her behavior from the other's point of view. She had found this letter hard to take, but nevertheless appreciated that he was acting with good intent. Charles and Diana later separated and were divorced in 1996. Let's see. After a year of divorce, Diana was killed in a car crash in Paris on the 31st of August, 1997, unfortunately. At the time, the Duke was on holiday in Balmoral with the extended royal family. In their grief, Diana's 2 sons, Prince William and Harry, wanted to attend church, so their grandparents took them that morning. For 5 days, the Queen and Duke shielded their grandsons from the ensuing press. Good on them. Press interest by keeping them at Balmoral, where they could grieve in private. So the royal family's succession caused public dismay. But the public mood changed after a live broadcast made by the Queen on the 5th of September, my apologies. Uncertain as to whether they should walk behind her coffin at the funeral procession, Diana's sons hesitated. Philip told William, "If you don't want to walk, then I think you'll regret it later. If I walk, will you walk with me?" On the day of the funeral, Philip, William, Harry, Charles, and Diana's brother, Earl Spencer, walked through London behind her. Over the next few years, Mohammed Fayed, whose son's Doi Fayed was also killed in a car crash, claiming that Prince Philip had ordered the death of Diana and that the accident was staged. The inquest to the Princess of Wales' death concluded in 2008. There was no evidence of a conspiracy. I'm not gonna lie, even if that was the case, what are you gonna do? He's basically the king. The Queen's consort. What are you gonna do? Let's see. Chat, do you have anything to say? Longevity in final years. In April 2009, Philip became the longest-serving British royal consort. He also became the oldest ever male British royal in February 2013, and the third longest lived member of the British royal family following Princess Alice, Duchess of Gloucester, and Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth, the Queen, and the Queen's mother. I don't know if that's true, but in April 2019, personally, he was not enthused about living an extremely long life, remarking in a 2000 interview when he was 79 that he could not imagine anything worse and had no desire whatsoever to become a centurion, saying, "Bits of me are all falling off already." Yeah, it's such a good spirit. In 2008, Philip was admitted to King Edward King Edward the Seventh. Wait, it was a King Edward the Seventh. Oh, of course there was King Edward the Eighth. I'm an idiot. King Edward the Seventh's Hospital, London, for a chest infection. He walked into the hospital unaided, recovering quickly, and was discharged 3 days later. After the Evening Standard reported that Philip had prostate cancer, Buckingham Palace, which usually refuses to comment on health rumors, denied the story, and the paper retracted it. In June 2011, in an interview marking his 90th birthday, he said that he would now slow down and reduce his duties, stating that he had done his bit. His wife, the Queen, gave him the title Lord High Admiral for his 90th birthday, while staying at the Sandringham, the royal residence in Norfolk, on the 23rd of December 2011. The Duke suffered chest pains and was taken to the cardiothoracic unit at Paperworth Hospital, Cambridgeshire, where he underwent successful coronary angioplasty and stenting. He was discharged on the 27th of December. Oh, what a shame. I don't think he made it. Yeah, he missed Christmas. That sucks. In 2011. On the 4th of June 2012, during the celebrations in honor of his wife's Diamond Jubilee, Philip was taken from Windsor Castle to King Edward VII's Hospital, suffering a bladder infection. He was released from the hospital on the 9th of June after a recurrence of the infection in August 2012. While staying at Balmoral Castle, he was admitted to Edinburgh Royal Infirmary for 5 nights as a precautionary measure. In June 2013, Philip was admitted to the London clinic with an exploratory operation on his abdomen, spending 11 days in hospital. On the 21st of May 2014, the prince appeared in public with a bandage on his right hand after a minor procedure was performed by Buckingham Palace the preceding day. In June 2017, he was taken from Windsor to London and admitted to King Edward VII's Hospital after being diagnosed with an infection. He spent 2 nights in the hospital and was unable to attend the state opening of Parliament and Royal Ascot. What a shame. And man, he has been to King Edward VII's Hospital quite a few times. Well, I guess that's cool. Prince Philip retired from his royal duties on the 2nd of August 2017, meeting Royal Marines in his final solo public engagement. Aged 96, since 1952, had completed 22,219 solo engagements. Prime Minister Theresa May thanked him for a remarkable lifetime of service. On the 20th of November 2017, he celebrated his 70th anniversary with the Queen, which, I smell bacon. Sorry, my family's cooking bacon. Bacon. Sorry about that. Theresa May thanked him for a remarkable lifetime of service. On the 20th of November, he celebrated his 70th wedding anniversary with the Queen, which made her the first British monarch to celebrate a platinum wedding anniversary. On the 3rd of April 2018, Philip was admitted to King Edward VII Hospital, oh dear Lord, again, for a planned hip replacement, which took place the next day. This came after the Duke missed the annual Monday and Easter Sunday services on the 12th of April. His daughter, Princess Anne, spent about 50 minutes in the hospital afterwards and said her father was on good form. He was discharged the following day. On the 19th of May, 6 weeks later, he attended the wedding of his grandson, Prince Harry, to Meghan Markle, and was able to walk with the Queen unaided. That October, he accompanied the Queen to the wedding of their granddaughter, Princess Eugenie, to Jack Brolsbank. The Telegraph reporting that Philip works on a wake-up-and-see-how-I-feel basis when deciding to attend an event or not. Nice. On the 17th of January 2019, the 97-year-old Philip was involved in a car accident. Jesus. As he pulled out onto a main road near the Sangdrakham estate. An official statement said he was uninjured, and an eyewitness who came to the prince's aid described having to wipe blood off his hands. The driver and a passenger of the other car were injured and taken to hospital. Philip attended hospital the next morning as a precaution. He apologized and 3 weeks later voluntarily surrendered his driving license. I mean, it may not have been his fault, but whatever. On the 14th of February, the Crown Prosecution Service announced that prosecuting Philip would not be in public interest. The Duke was still allowed to drive around private estates and was seen behind the wheel on the grounds of Windsor Castle in April 2019. From 20th to 24th of December, Philip stayed at King Edward VII's Hospital and received treatment for a pre-existing condition. In a visit described by Buckingham Palace as a precautionary measure, he had not been seen in public since attending Lady Gabriella's Kingston wedding in May 2019. A photo of Philip with the Queen as they isolated at Windsor Castle during the coronavirus pandemic was released ahead of his 99th birthday in June 2020. In July 2020, he stepped down as Colonial Chief of the Rifles, a position he had held since 2007. He was then succeeded by the Duchess of Cornwall. On the 9th of January 1921, Philip and the Queen were vaccinated against the coronavirus by a household doctor at Windsor Castle. On the 16th of February 2021, Philip was admitted to King Edward VII's Hospital as a precautionary measure after feeling unwell. He was visited by Prince Charles on the 20th of February, and on the 23rd of February, it was confirmed by Buckingham Palace that Philip was responding to treatment for an infection. On the 1st of March 2021, Philip was transferred by ambulance to St. Bartholomew's Hospital to continue treatment for the I don't know if it was the infection, but it says an infection. And additionally had to undergo testing and observation relating to a pre-existing heart condition. He underwent a successful procedure for his heart condition on the 3rd of March, and was transferred back to King Edward VII's Hospital on the 5th of March. He was discharged on the 16th of March. Death. Philip died on the 9th of April 2021, aged 99, 2 months before his centenary. He was the longest-serving royal consort in British history. The cause of death has not been disclosed. The palace has said that he died peacefully. His death starts Operation Fourth Bridge, a plan for his funeral, which is consonant with his wish for minimal fuss. Well, and there's a couple bit more, but I don't really know if you guys would be interested in that. There's his main history, everyone. That's it, everybody. Yes, Simon Sodor, may he rest in peace. Prince Philip, the longest serving consort to Her Majesty, the longest serving consort to any British monarch in history, has passed away on April 9th, 2021, which is today, if you're in the United States, which was today. We just read his history, and honestly, I believe that he would have been quite happy with his death. He died in a time of relative and almost complete prosperity in the United Kingdom. No war has ravaged the country. He did not die amid his duties. He had relieved himself of all of his duties so that he could die without stress. Which is, of course, what I would want for a man of his caliber. And he died peacefully, according to Palace statement, which is very well, very good. It was also stated that he stated himself that he did not want to be a centenary, and well, considering he died 2 months before his 100th birthday, I believe he would have been able to see the humor in that. My apologies, everybody. I've returned. Sorry about that. As I was saying, I believe that he would have been able to see the humor in that. And like I said, or well, like he said, he did not want to be a centenary, and he achieved that. Sorry to laugh. It's just, I think he would have found that funny. And well, now, if there really is a God up there, we can turn him over to him, where he will live in harmony. And then one day, far, 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 far from now, hopefully, the Queen will be able to join her. Him, join him. Sorry. The Queen will be able to join him, and they can live happily together forever. Yeah, I still can't really believe that he's gone, but sorry about that. Um, We good? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? I have no idea. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you guys hear me? You good? Chat? Can you hear me? We good? Okay, good. Let's give a quick little recap. Born in Greece as the prince of two separate nations, exiled from one of them, joined the Royal Navy, became an official British citizen, married the Queen, and stood by her side lovingly, executing every order as exactly as the Queen instructed to do so, acting on his own volition when he found necessary, and overall being a faithful, loyal husband for over 70 years. And honestly, at the end of the day, that's really all we can ever ask for in a life. To live something exciting and eventful, yet being able to retire peacefully with the one that we love. And I think if life truly is a game that you can win, he didn't just win. He won, but he completed all the side quests, got all the collectibles, and got one of the highest scores possible. I would like to take a moment to just say the biggest, like, I guess, apology or something or other to the Queen, because this is just as hard on us as us subjects. Heck, I'm not even from the United Kingdom, and I was crying this morning. But I can only imagine how the other commoners in the United Kingdom feel. But Her Majesty must be devastated. And just a quick moment to say, to all of the royal family, and just, I'm so sorry for your loss. He was a fantastic man. But yeah, the stream is starting to reach 86 minutes, and I don't really want to go on rambling as my usual self. So what I will do is I will end this stream with a minute of silence, and where everybody can just sit and think about the life and, more importantly, the legacy that this fantastic, impressive, and truly good man left behind. So without further ado, we will have a minute of silence for Prince Philip Mountbatten, Duke of Edinburgh, Prince of the United Kingdom, and husband of Queen Elizabeth II. Good night, everyone. Right, it's been a little bit over a minute, and yeah, this will be the end of the stream now. So I want to thank everybody for coming, and more importantly, to those who are mourning, I want to say I'm sorry, and I'm very glad that I would be able to give you a platform for you to express your love for the Queen's consort, and I appreciate that I could be some sort of more personal vessel than all those big news networks who are going out about it. But I appreciate that I could kind of be a little bit more a man of the people in that sense. And but more importantly, this is in no way about me. It's of course about Prince Philip, and yeah, this is kind of the end of the stream now. So I don't really want to end it on a negative note. So I will say that he is in a far better place than Earth now, and although he is dead, I do not believe that he would just want the entire country and the entire world to ground to a halt in his absence. He would want us to press on, just like the previous generation of British people did in the Second World War, which he served in. He would not want us to sit back and just, completely shut down. He would want them he would want us, the people, to continue living our lives, not to forget, but to remember, to learn, and to press on. That's what I think he would want. And well, I have been Edward. You have been the audience, and Prince Philip has been one hell of a man in a fantastic way. Good night, everyone.